Welcome back. Here we are in the United States. I'm just getting into something new that I wanted to share here. Um, this is a video all about masternodes, and the purpose of this video is I'm going to just show you how I have been using the Ionomy platform to get involved in the Ionomy masternodes. Um, because I think the Ionomy project is a great project. I'm actually sitting here creeping in the the channel, the Discord here for them. Some of the other projects that I creep in the crypto space, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. This is a really solid community, um, and if you take a look at them on Masternodes Pro, they're actually, which is basically, this is the equivalent of crypto coin market cap statistics about masternodes networks, peer-to-peer networks that have this particular feature that I'm not going to get into in this video. But you can see Ion right now is ranked number 3. As far as, I'll just click on, let's go look at it. So as far as what you can expect, so it does look like there was a little bit of a couple extra masternodes that added. I've been interested in watching this for a few weeks now, and I thought it was interesting. What I like about it is that it has a realistic return. Um, I like that. It's also the cost to run a masternode is within my ballpark. You know, this is pretty much what I might spend on a miner or a server. I don't typically buy your normal miners, but I might buy a server for this much to mine cryptocurrency. And yeah, I mean, that might be, honestly, for some of the machines I buy, that might be the ROI time. So I really like this. I did a little bit more investigation after looking at what they're doing at Ion, which I'm not going to get into. I'll go into a little bit about this platform here, but the company Ionomy, which supports this, the market is saying that they're worth about 3.3 million. I think that is ridiculously low. Now, I don't think that they're worth any more than like 30 million, maybe add an extra zero there. But I think this is just way too low for the value that this group has. Just the intellectual capacity within this channel here. I've only engaged a little bit. So anyway, I really like this as an investment. It seems really solid. It seems like what it seems to me like is a very cheap, low cost penny stock that has a lot of potential for upside. So I'm kind of looking at it like that. My goal is to get one masternode. Now I just don't have this laying around. That's zero point 0.6 Bitcoin. So I've been expanding the mine. I just sent someone a bunch of Bitcoin today. But what I have been exploring is other ways to invest in Ion. And Ionomy, I'm not going to log out and log back in, but I'm already logged into the Ionomy platform. You can just go to ionomy.com. The company is a gaming company, and so I guess the place that I want to start with is the games that Ionomy has. Ionomy as a company, they are the company behind Ion, the cryptocurrency, which has this Masternodes feature. Ionomy itself is a gaming company, and their particular intellectual property is all around this leaderboard idea. So here what you're seeing is this game, Crypto Gravity. You can download this on Google. And the interesting thing is when you sign up, you can actually compete in a weekly. You see, this is counting down, I guess, till Friday or till Sunday. I'm not 100% sure yet, but this is counting down. Um, and if you win, if you get the highest score for the week, this is real Ion that you're going to get. So you're going to get 75 USD worth of Ion through this platform, right? So because I've signed up, here's another one. So you can see people get this is not there's only 6 people here, but you can see last week there's 10 participants, but some of these have different levels of competition. But if you're going to play this game, you have the potential of winning up to $150 in Ion. Now, of course, so that's Ionomy, and that's the Ionomy platform. These leaderboards, building these games, this whole managing the Ion and being able to liquidate the Ion. That's the platform that Ionomy, the company, provides. This is the platform that I'm saying is worth more than $2 million, or $3 million, or whatever is said over here, $3 million. I've been using this. I can't believe the community behind this leaderboard right here. These leaderboards, it's crazy. Um, and then, of course, if you get your Ion, this is the next thing that I've been exploring, which is they actually have a relatively liquid market here for selling your currency. Now, I've looked at some of these, and for the sizes, the volumes, it's reasonable, but with respect to getting Ion, you see it's down 10%. I mean, that's a little ridiculous because you're talking about such small numbers. You're talking about, what is this, 30,000 Satoshis or 3,000 Satoshis. So it's just tiny, tiny. Each Ion is like, what is it, 17 cents. So you're talking about quarters, like very small increments. So, and then if you look at the order book here, the liquidity is not so good. Like if you want to put, how much is in here? Like let's just say for a second, if I wanted to buy this order, yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of Bitcoin that's in each one of these orders. Like this is a 100 Bitcoin order here. It's not a ton of Bitcoin. So there's not a lot of depth in the market here, but you can still buy up some Ion. So I mean, that's what I'm actually about to do. So I recently, let's see if it's confirmed. The other thing that I think is, I love it. I think this is the greatest thing in the world. Not sure about from a security perspective, but I love that they just accept one confirmation and then they let you trade. That's great. I sent this Bitcoin a little while ago. Here you see one Bitcoin, about $500 sitting here. So I sent this a little while ago, and it's ready to go. One confirmation, super quick. Really happy about that. So if I go over into the markets here, one thing you can see is there's this whole share nodes concept, and there's this whole Masternodes section. So basically the idea behind the Masternode, I have my wallet over here. I could deposit 20,000 Ion into this wallet, and then what I could do is I could set up a Masternode. They would manage it for me for a fee, of course, and then of course I'd be able to collect this interest. I don't even really know what to call this. I'm going to call it the subsidy because in mining, that's what that's what you're getting. You're really getting a subsidy for participating. Block reward is more of a subsidy. So anyway, to get that subsidy, you have to set up 20,000 Ion, and then you can configure it. There's two options. You can configure like on-site hosting, where you just say, hey, what address do you want us to? Basically, in this scenario, let me go back to this image. In the on-site hosting scenario, you keep 20,000 Ion in your Ionomy wallet, and then you specify your scrape wallet, your scrape address. You specify where you want them to send your interest payments or your subsidies. So you can have that be, if you want, you can keep your Ionomy, 20,000 Ionomy in Ionomy, and then you can have your scrape address be this, or vice versa, whatever you want to do. So then the alternative is you could do a remote node. And in this scenario, basically, I would keep the $20,000, the 20,000 Ion in this wallet. And then what I would do is I would fill out here some special information that I would have to get by following some special instructions about how to set up a remote hosted node. I'm actually more interested in this side of things because if you look, the price is about the same. And I actually do trust Ionomy with this, with this 20,000 Ion because I've actually been really impressed with the platform so far. So anyway, and just to show you that I'm impressed, let me just liquidate 5,000 or five. Let me liquidate $5,000. Yeah, let me liquidate 500 into the market right now, and like we can see what it's going to do to the price. So like here we're at down. Oh look, someone must have bought something because it's down negative 9.57%. Oh, so this will be good because someone's probably watching the market right now. So what I can do is I'm actually going to convert all, and we'll see how much of a market move this is when I buy it. But if you see, like, some of these orders are relatively tiny, but yeah, I'm sure. So well, I guess we don't really move it at all, but like you can see that I definitely adjusted. Well, yeah, no, yeah, you can definitely see that there's kind of a move here. So it's definitely a market that has some enough liquidity, right? So you can see the volume for the last 24 hours. So I just put in zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. The volume for the last 24 hours. Oh, there you go. And now it's adjusted. right? So now you see like, oh gosh, I'm so glad I got that on video. You can see like how almost in an instant it goes from being negative 10% to now, of course, because I just dropped in $500, just $500 USD into the market, which is about half the day's volume. Oh no, actually, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it updated or who paid first, but this is what I would expect is that if I bought into the market, I would have expected with my one Bitcoin, because if you look how small some of these orders are, I would have had to buy. Well, that's not actually as much as that is. That's just the app being a little strange. It's definitely not what I'm going. Let's go back to the limit order section. So like if I wanted to buy this order, it's like zero point 0.5 Bitcoin. So like I basically cleared a lot of these orders out of the book. And in doing so, I was able to basically move the price up. Now, I'm not manipulating the price or anything, but you can see that I knew that was going to happen because I've been monitoring this market and I sort of saw it. And now you see it's kind of correcting back down. So someone else is out on the other side. They're saying, "Hey, great, the ion that I was sitting on, effectively just it became a little bit more valuable, and the market has adjusted, and so they're probably now going to sell some of it off." And that's just the way that it goes, which is good, and you want that because you want that kind of liquidity. It would be bad. I still think that that's a little too much of a move for a healthy market. But I'm trading on Ionomy. If I go over to, for example, I'm not going to go to Bittrex right now. But if you go to a market like Bittrex, I believe the volume on Bittrex is a lot higher than the volume on this market. And I'm actually probably, I actually don't know. I haven't been watching it long enough to know whether or not I'm doing anything out of the ordinary for this market. It might just be that this kind of volume is ordinary. If that's the case, then today I represent 1/3 of the volume. And I could see that. I could see people coming and going into the Ionomy platform, liquidating $500 here and there, in and out. So the reason that I wanted all that ion, and now I'll go back to my wallet, now you see here, I have like this 3,000 ion sitting here. The reason that I wanted this 3,000 ion is because I actually own a share of a Masternode. So you see here, I have 24,000. I have 24,000 Ion SX. So this is a share of a Masternode managed by Ionomy, right? So they're going to collect a little bit of that fee for doing that. Oh, and you can actually see that the price of Ion has just become 20 cents. And I totally just increased my value because now I'm holding, because of making that change from Bitcoin to Ion, I now hold $600, and it's a lot better than what I was holding before, which was like 500 or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to continue this process here. So you see, I've already done this, and if I go to Masternodes here, you can see that under my share nodes, I've already purchased this share nodes, and you see this is me getting my Masternode payout, but it's a smaller payout than I would get because I only own a small share of a larger Masternode. But because the Ionomy platform is so nice, I'm able to basically, just like this, I'm going to put 0.1 Bitcoin into it. I'm going to liquidate it into, so I liquidated my 0.1 Bitcoin into, let's see again, about 3,000 Ion, right? And now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go into the market for share nodes. So now this is a second market, much less liquid, right? So you can't just dive into this market with like a Bitcoin. It's just not gonna. I mean, you could actually convert a Bitcoin in here. I think there would be enough liquidity. I think that it would totally throw the markets out of whack. And I've sort of been monitoring. I'm not going to look at Bittrex right now, but I've sort of been monitoring like, hey, which is leading? Does Ion lead Bittrex or does Bittrex lead Ionomy in the market? But anyway, this is another market. I actually find that this market, I said I was a little misleading earlier when I said that this is a less liquid market. I find that this share market, and I'm actually much more excited about the share market. This market is much more liquid, and the other thing that I noticed, and it's kind of even silly to say because the trend is so small, but let me see the best way I can do this. Maybe let me try to go back down to like hourly, but no, even then it's just so small. But I mean, it's definitely, I mean, you can sort of see, I'll show it here before it gets a little ridiculous. But all of April, you're going from 1.006 all the way up to almost 1.2. You're at 1.02 now. There's some healthy growth here, and I'll tell you why there's healthy growth here. And I wish the chart was a little, I don't know, I could use this better. Someone's probably like screaming right now. They're like, oh no. But anyway, I can't do that, and there's a lot of liquidity here, on both sides of the market. So like just to show you, for example, I'm gonna buy IONX, and I'm gonna do it at market to just kind of clear the order book. The current price is 0.02, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to liquidate. So this is about 0.1 Bitcoin, right? So you can imagine if you saw the movement that I had in the other market when I liquidated 0.1 Bitcoin, here I'm going to do the same thing. So I really didn't move the order book that much. I don't know if people caught that, but and the reason I didn't is because people are sitting in here. These are actually really solid positions. If you had purchased, if you had purchased the IONX SX at 1 and you're going to sell it later for 1.017, that's a great deal because you're going to make almost 2% on the sale. The other thing is that whole time that you're holding that position, you're going to be collecting these share node interest payments. So I'll just show you. I only have 2 days worth so far, but you can see that essentially I'm getting every day an extra ion, and now I'm just increasing my position here. And I'm increasing my position here because I'm trying to get to 20,000. Once I get to 20,000, I will probably liquidate myself out of this marketplace, and I will probably deposit that into the wallet here so that I can accumulate my Ionomy in my wallet on my computer, keeping it safe, while also supporting Ionomy and taking advantage of letting them secure and host my node. But this is the public node, actually. This is the option that I was considering. So now there's of course this subscription thing and the games, and I love the games. I'm telling you what, I'm probably gonna make enough money for the weekends by just playing all 3 of these and trying to win. But it's all great. So anyway, that's a quick tutorial on Masternodes, all the things that are good. Thanks.